So when we go out there, a couple more things that more of us are saying that we want. We want fast, we want value, we want healthier.
Crisp & Green opened its first restaurant near Lake Minnetonka 4 years ago, founded by a guy with a background in fitness and now growing with former NBA player Kris Humphries. DeRusha eats at Crisp & Green. If you want evidence that healthier eating is more than just a trend, look no further than the North Loop of Minneapolis and the latest Crisp & Green.
Literally everything that we have is scratch made in the kitchen the same day.
Steele, Smiley and Kris Humphries are longtime friends. Now they're both helping build this healthy salad concept.
We were at the gym, he'd be in there, we'd work out and stuff, and you know, he was a swimmer, I was a swimmer. He's trained my sister in the past.
Steele co-founded Crisp & Green in 2016 after selling his fitness brand, Steele Fitness. He turned his focus towards other forms of wellness.
The best way to do it, the most obvious way to do it was food, except I knew nothing about it.
Kris entered the business a couple years later after being a frequent customer.
I was going to the one in Wayzata probably 4 times a week.
He was a record-breaking Hopkins High School basketball player before a 13-year NBA career. And yes, you remember his marriage.
We first got into food in 2008, you know, the whole economic crash, housing market, global meltdown. So we're like, what do I, you know, I'm playing the NBA, what do I do with my money right now?
He and his dad started opening Five Guys, the burger restaurant. They have 10 locations. But Kris was still intrigued by using food as a form of medicine.
No, I didn't want to be a guy who's like done playing and they're like, is that Kris Humphries? Kind of looks like him, you know what I mean?
Eating healthy on the go was just really not available in the Twin Cities, and this is such a healthy area.
Lily Smith is another co-founder. Chefs create all these different salads and ingredients, all prepped in-house every morning. It starts with greens or grains,
Starts with greens or grains, yes. So a selection of 5 different greens. We've got warm quinoa, we've got wild rice, we've got brown rice.
The company owns 3 restaurants. Kris is the first franchise owner with 3 more.
Something that tastes good that you can eat every day that you like is healthy for you. How many spots do you know like that?
They host yoga and sculpt classes free for customers. Employees get meditation training. It's delicious food designed to be part of a total lifestyle. You could see this anywhere.
I could see it everywhere, which ultimately may be the case, but if you don't service your hometown well, then it's not going to happen.
I mean, those are some pretty salads right there, aren't they? Kris owns the Highland St. Paul restaurant, one in Dinkytown and one in Maple Grove. He and his dad do it together. You can look for the restaurant to maybe open a few more spots in Minnesota this year. They've been looking into franchising, but they do really want to focus on Minnesota before going national, if they do go national.
It's so simple,
Very cool.
but it's so good, right?
Every time I walk past it, and I have not eaten there, and I will, I'm always like, wow, it just looks so good, and it looks very clean and crisp. I mean, it just does. I mean, it's very attractive to see. So.
And it's quick. You see it in the skyways a lot here, and you see people kind of going through, and it's you can just move right through.
Yeah. You know, I asked about this idea. People always say they want healthy food, but then when you look at what they order, they don't order it. And Lily told me part of the deal at Crisp & Green is everything. There's no option to distract you. Yeah. It's a part of why people order other stuff is you go into a place thinking, oh, I want to do the right thing. And then you're like, oh, that looks so delicious.
Yeah.
At their restaurant, the goal is to have everything be tasty, but everything also leave you feeling good afterward.
Yeah. Also cool to see Kris Humphries staying local, too.
Yeah.
It's always nice when people kind of come back home.
He's become quite the businessman. 10 different, now 13 different restaurants they own.
Cool. Great story.